Hello friends, I'm Liam, and today, let's talk about what the great scientist Albert Einstein once said. Science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. So if these two can't go hand in hand, do we have to pick one? If yes, which one? But before we dive into sides, let's think about this. Every year in certain festivals, over 250 animals are sacrificed. But in science, animals are killed or harmed every day in experiments. If both are bloody, which one is right and which is wrong? And what about the claims? NASA scientists say the universe started with an explosion, but according to Hinduism, Lord Brahma created the universe from a lotus. Which one is based on proof and which is just faith? We know both are important, but which side is more crucial? Today, we're going to dissect both and find answers to all these questions. The title of this showdown, Science versus Religion, the key to life and the universe. According to Hindu scriptures like the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas, we're currently living in the first day of Brahma's 51st year. Pretty interesting, right? You might not get it at first. In Hinduism, our universe was born with Lord Brahma and will end with him too, since he's the one who created all forms of life on Earth. But unlike other gods, Brahma isn't immortal. His total lifespan is just 100 years. That might sound weird because 100 years would have passed long ago, so how is he still alive after death? Well, when I say 100 years, I'm not talking about human years. 1 year in Brahma's life equals about 3.114 billion human years. Based on that calculation, our universe was born around 155.52 trillion years ago and will last a total of about 311.04 trillion years. And if we talk about the knowledge in our ancient texts, back then, people learned astronomy, astrology, self-defense, Ayurveda, and essential life skills in gurukuls, stuff we barely touch today. We learn less now and rely on others who've already mastered it. Our history has all this, but are we adopting it into our present? The answer is ignorance and neglect. If we're not embracing it today, how will future generations know? Over time, this knowledge will fade away, just like the teachings from gurukuls that got lost before reaching us and are now trapped in history books. But you can stop that from happening. Just download the Cuckoo FM app, where you can listen to audio versions while fitting it into your active lifestyle. You'll get audios like the Bhagavad Gita, the Holy Ramayana, Mahabharata, and 11 timeless lessons that hold true in every era. These books are available on Cuckoo FM. No need to read, just listen. And if English isn't your thing, you can hear them in Hindi or your favorite language. Good news! This app isn't just about religion. You'll find all kinds of knowledge zones like financial tips, motivation, management skills, skill development, leadership, world history, geography, and more. What's the price for all this? If someone charged $180 for a mutual fund definition, that'd be too much, right? But with an annual subscription for just 199 rupees, it's a steal. It saves you time too. Multitask by popping in earphones and listening while you go about your day. It builds a reading or listening habit and sparks curiosity to learn and share new knowledge. Download it from the link in the description, use the coupon code GEARSHIFT for my fine subscription and get a straight 50% off. Click that link, download the app now, and start learning. Don't be a fool. That was religion's side. Now, let's hear what science has to say. According to the widely accepted Big Bang theory from scientists, our universe formed about 13.8 billion years ago. At the start, all matter, energy, and heat was crammed into a tiny point called a singularity. One day, this singularity exploded, or expanded you could say, and as a result, the universe began expanding like a balloon, and it's still going. Science doesn't have a suggesting religion was created to foster socialization and community. But does science teach that? Frankly, no. Science's roots go back to ancient India and Egypt around 3000 to 1200 BCE, where it bridged humans and nature's irregularities. You could say science emerged from human curiosity about nature, helping us predict behaviors better. Centuries ago, Greek philosophers like Aristotle said science has practical, poetical, and theoretical forms with no restrictions. Basically, science satisfies human curiosity, keeping the mind healthy. In fact, curiosity is a sign of low depression levels. It's like an anti-venom for serious folks. So, science requests your curiosity, but at any cost. Sometimes humans push limits, like Steve Irwin, who injected snake venom into himself for 30 years to build immunity. Special, right? If we talk purpose, religion's purpose seems more synthetic. Point to religion here. It gives many of us purpose, which science might not to the same extent. But that doesn't mean science lacks purpose. It depends on your perspective. You can create your own life purpose without religion. For those who can't or don't want to, religion paves the way. So, point to religion in this case. We've figured out where science and religion sprouted from. Now let's see how far their branches reach to understand their impact today. Positive impacts of science and religion. In this world, many religions teach respect for nature's spaces. For example, Hinduism has about 33 million gods and goddesses, and almost all are linked to animals, like Ganpati Bappa with a mouse, Indra with an elephant, Kartikeya with a peacock, and Surya with horses. This makes us worship these animals too, so before harming them, Hindus at least feel a pang of guilt. But are all religious teachings that pure? We twist them to suit our convenience. As I said earlier, when we started living in societies, rules were made to keep things running smoothly. Sages wrote these laws into stories in books to pass to the next generation. To ensure everyone followed and feared breaking them, they tied it all to God. Going against rules meant going against God. That might have worked back then, but times have changed. With advancing technology, our ethics need to evolve too, and religion often resists change, even if it costs lives. A prime example, in 1633, earlier I said 1622, let's correct to the trial year, Galileo published a book saying Earth orbits the sun, not vice versa. But the church and religious folks couldn't stomach it because the Bible said Earth is the universe's center, with everything revolving around it. They followed a geocentric model, so they accused Galileo of heresy or blasphemy and sentenced him to house arrest for life. Science has never been that petty and probably never will be. In science, there's no black, white, rich, poor, normal, disabled, high caste, low caste, nothing like that. The logic is simple. If you have a theory, prove it mathematically or logically, and it's accepted. Scientific questions are framed so they can be confirmed or disproved with evidence. If not, they're revisited. So, science evolves with time, but religion doesn't. That's why this point goes to science. Science updates its syllabus based on experiments, research, innovations, and inventions, while religion's syllabus has been fixed for centuries. If your knowledge is outdated, life will outpace you, like prepping with old books for an interview. Want to shine in science's world? Truth is no, science has dark pages too. For experiments, over 9 million animals like mice, rats, dogs, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, monkeys and more are killed each year in labs for medical and other research. So, is this any different from religious sacrifices where we kill innocent animals for our benefit? Both are in the same boat. In Nepal, every 5 years, a festival sacrifices over 250,000 animals. You can see records from 2009. Worldwide, countless animals are sacrificed in